Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. Hello, gorgeous folks. Thank you again for tuning in for another exciting episode. And today we're going to be stuffing our potatoes, or may I say stuffed potato balls. Not any other stuffed potato balls. Is that Ndudu twist? Anyway, I'll leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog, fafagilbert.com. So let's start. Now, if this is your first time, you're welcome. And here I'm boiling my potatoes in its skin. That will retain all the starch and also the nutrients of the potato. Ensure that you do wash your potatoes before boiling. And I did add some salt to taste as well. So after about 15 minutes, your potatoes are ready. Now, in a previous video, I did cover how to make your bolognese sauce from scratch. And the leftover, I then placed it in an ice cube container and froze them. And that is what I've got here exactly. The next step is me peeling the skin of my potatoes, which at this point, it will be very easy for you to do. Now, do not worry, there is no waste in my kitchen. The potato skins are going to come in handy for another recipe. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet and you do like what you see, please do subscribe and also activate your notifications to all so you are notified of any new videos that I do upload. To my notification gang, how you guys doing? We love you so much. Now, just to mention, after boiling, I did allow the potatoes to cool down enough for me to be able to touch without burning myself before I did take the skins off. And now I'm just mashing everything. Now, you will notice the high starch content of the potato here because it's pliable and it's just malleable, may I say. So this makes it very easy for you to make this recipe. Exactly. It's almost like a potato fufu. Yes. So here I'm just dividing it roughly into how many parts I can divide it into. You know, one is not restricted to it. If you want a huge size, you can make a huge size. If you want a small one, you can. So here I've just scooped one or portion of my potato into my palm, as you can tell, and I'm just trying to make that indentation of a hole, or just try and make like a pocket to allow me to then place my frozen bolognese sauce in the middle. And then gradually what I then tend to do is just wrap the potatoes around the bolognese sauce until it's completely covered. And I've got that beautiful bowl shape. You see, easiest 1, 2, 3. Now, this is a recipe that requires little ingredients, especially if you do have your leftover bolognese sauce. And even at this point, you can still freeze it. Exactly. So as and when you require it, you can just take it out, bring it up to room temperature, and you can proceed with the recipe. So I'm just going to repeat this until I have stuffed each potato. The next step is for me to add my panko breadcrumbs to a bowl. And then I'm going to also flavor my flour. I've just used my normal all-purpose flour. And to that, I've just added a little bit of my dry rosemary. And of course, I'm going to add my salt and pepper to taste. Now mix everything together until it's well combined. And you can be creative with the herbs that you do include in your flour. The next ingredient will be your beaten eggs, which I've got, and I'm just going to reserve that on the side. Now, the next step is I'm going to roll each potato ball in my flavored flour. Yes, and once I repeat that, I'll then move to the next step of dipping them into the egg wash. Now, what you will notice by following this process of, doing each step at a time, it will prevent either the flour or the breadcrumbs from getting too wet. Exactly. So once I've floured it, now I'm dipping it in the egg wash, may I say. So I will do that for all of it and then move to the next step of, tossing them into the breadcrumbs. But at this point, it is important that you also place your saucepan on a medium to high heat and add your preferred oil. Now, of course, I'm adding some fresh rosemary to it so that the oil takes on that flavor. This is optional. You can use garlic if you choose. So now you notice that yes, the balls have gone through the egg wash, and now I'm just going to toss it into the breadcrumbs. And you notice that the breadcrumbs is just literally dry. You're not finding lumps and lumps of, the excess egg wash dipping into the breadcrumbs. So if you have a bit of the breadcrumbs left, yes, it's still dry for you to then use. That is if you go overboard. So yes, just ensure that each ball is, wrapped, or may I say tossed perfectly into the breadcrumbs. And then we're going to start to fry. So I'm using my spatula and just gently I'm just lowering the potato balls into it. And this is going to fry beautifully. Now, bearing in mind, everything here is cooked. So we're warming everything through. And also we want that crunchy outer layer. Now, you notice that because I did boil the potato in the skins, it actually has this firmness about it, which is absolutely beautiful. And so here, after about 5 to 6 minutes, your potatoes are ready. And you know what? That heat melts that bolognese sauce that is stuffed in there just beautifully. So here we have it. And to my loyal subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Now tell me, is your mouth watering? Are you inspired to try this recipe? The beauty about this recipe is it's versatile. You can be creative with the stuffing. You can stuff it with your cheese, your preferred fish sauce, exactly. Grab some spinach, some mushroom. The choice is yours. Now, if you do like what you see, please don't forget to smash the like button, share with your family and friends, and invite them over to the channel. Yes, introduce them to the wonderful flavors that we create here in our kitchen with very limited ingredients, may I say. Yes, there is no waste in this kitchen, as I always say. Now, as I mentioned, naturally, I'd leave the written recipe, which would include the list of ingredients and measurements, on my blog, fafagilbert.com. So that becomes a centralized place for your recipes. So you can check that blog out and you'll find a plethora of recipes that will suit any budget or taste buds, may I say. You will find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as Ndudu by Fafa. So do pass by and say hi. Noel, thank you very much for my theme song. And until my next recipe, yes, be you, be nice, be beautiful, be your gorgeous self. And always remember this, I love you for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I would like to hear your opinion about this recipe. Please do leave your comments below. Until my next recipe, take care of you. Toodles. Ndudu by Fafa.